the way it needed to for you guys?
Oh, I think outside of the first quarter, yeah. I think we're really good outside of that first. I mean, we gave up 40 points. Like I said, that's not a recipe to win games. But we were much better after that. So.
Don't want to call it an ugly win, but much needed, obviously. And there's various ways of describing it. To dig yourselves out of the hole, does it just kind of feel like another kind of similar experience that you guys have dealt with this year?
Yeah, I mean, we have to be better. I mean, it all starts defensively. I think we still ended up only shooting like I think 42% from the field or something like that. But 110 points is always is enough to get it done. And like I said, outside of what we did in that first quarter, holding them to about basically 63 points in the last three quarters, no matter who's out there, is a good job defensively.
De'Aaron, you've had a couple of days. You've been through something like this before, but you've had a few days. Does it feel like the dust is kind of settled and you guys are back to just playing basketball again?
I mean, I think in the middle of the season, I don't know if the dust ever settles with that. But when you step out on the court, the only thing that you can think about is what's going on in that moment. So we're out there playing. You know, we're trying to fix things that we wanted to fix before, and you go out there and you try to win every minute that you're out there.
You've known Doug for a long time. What is that relationship like with you guys and sort of him now taking over?
I mean, like I said before, like what you see is what you get with him. Hard-nosed guy. I mean, the way that he played is the way that he coached, is the way that he coaches. And I think the only difference now is, he's the first person on the bench and he's able to stand up all the time. But, he wants to implement us being able to always be able to touch the ball. Just meaning, you're able to touch your man. They're able to feel you. And, we need teams to fill us defensively for 48 minutes.
You've seen a lot of the coverage that just surrounds his team over the past few days, and certainly stuff on social media. We've seen you respond to a few. Is there anything that's kind of bugged you about maybe narratives that might be out there that?
I mean, I wish we got that type of coverage all the time, right? Like now you're the talk of it because something bad happened. But I mean, at this point, if you want to place that blame on me, like I had no say so. I found out 2 minutes before everybody else found out. I was standing in UPS, dropping off a package on the way to the airport. I found out just like everybody else. So, I mean, that is what it is. I'm done talking about that. If people think that was me, then it was me. Fuck it.
Yeah. How about in terms of you got a lot of home games coming up, and that's kind of been the Achilles heel for you guys a little bit. I know you guys are such a.
I just got here. It's been like 90 seconds.
I know you.
I finished shooting first.
I know you guys are such a day-to-day operation, but does this feel like a pretty crucial stretch if and then you can turn things around?
Yeah, I mean, obviously all home stretches, like those are where teams usually, get a lot of their wins. And I mean, with us, even the past couple of years, we've been one of the better road teams in the league. But if we can stay being one of the better road teams while also being a better home team, like, you're looking at, from 8th or 9th seed in the West to a 4 or 5 seed in the West. So at some point, we have to be better at home.
Let's talk about New Year's resolutions, right? Have you had time to reflect on this year and kind of what's your resolution going into next year for this team, 2025?
Never had a New Year's resolution before. I'm not gonna lie to you. But I mean, from yesterday to today to tomorrow, I mean, we, like I said, we need to be better on the defensive end of the court. We were top 10 offense during this season, so that hasn't been a problem. Obviously, there have been times where we struggle, but all teams go through that. But if you can, find an identity defensively, you always give yourself a chance to win.
So what do you think it is defensively? Because that first quarter obviously wasn't good. They were knocking down some tough shots, but they also got some open looks.
Yeah,
What's it look like for you?
It started with the open looks. You ask any player who plays at a high level, not even considering NBA or even pro level, like you get high school kids, they see the first 1 or 2 shots go in. Now, if you're not blocking their shot, there's pretty much nothing that you could do, and that's what happened in the first quarter. Obviously, PJ saw one go down, Spencer saw one go down, and now it just opened the floodgates. But I think after that, we were able to be physical. We made easier shots tough, and once we kind of got them out of that rhythm, it was much better for us defensively.
You've been through a decent amount of coaching changes. Obviously, Keegan has not at this point the relationship you guys have. I'm just curious, do you have like a conversation with him about the process of dealing with the change midseason?
Well, crazy enough, this is maybe like a week and a half ago, Keegan asked me what has been my worst. He asked me if this is the top 5 or bottom 5 moments since I've been here. I was like, Keegan. I said, Keegan, to be honest, like, you came at a great time. I was like, my first couple years, we were 13. We were 13 and 16 at the time. I think we were 13 and 15 or 13 and 16 at the time when he asked me this. And I was like, Keegan, if we were 13 and 16, my first 3 years in the league, that was fucking great. Like, that was fantastic. So I was like, it could be much worse. And truthfully, from there, it did get worse. But I'm like, Keegan, you came into the league, you came onto this team at a great time. And I was glad that he never had to go through that in his first 2 seasons. But, you know, we've hit this type of adversity, and we have to be able to fight out of this together.
So what
Thanks,
is your
everyone.
worst moment?
Appreciate it.
Huh?
Thanks,
What is
Mom.